loved it. Sure, there are evil uses of sewing, and all of my videos are dedicated to the beginning sewist. Even 8-year-olds can learn from me. My name is Kimberly Dre, and this is my sewing class. I'm so excited to be teaching you. Sewing is this thing that I totally hated until one day I really loved it, which is basically the same plot line as every single Hallmark movie you will ever see. Or like Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy and Miss Elizabeth. That's why I love sewing. It reminds me of Pemberley, which rhymes with Kimberly, which is my name. So that's good. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's talk about me. Once upon a time, I hated sewing. I thought sewing was something people who put their gum underneath tables or left on the ground had to do in the afterlife to make up for their crimes. My mom, who never loses faith, even in very stubborn, disagreeable daughters, gave me a sewing machine when I graduated from college. At first I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? And then my husband moved us to the middle of the freezing tundra, where there were no stores for clothes. This was in the dark ages before Amazon. And I had a baby. The baby needed clothes. I went to my sewing machine and said to myself, little old ladies in Guatemala do this every day. I'm sure with my college education, I can figure it out. And then I cried a lot as I learned to be an expert at ripping out seams. Eventually, though, I did learn how to sew. I got so good at it, in fact, that I started 2 businesses. One selling handbags and home goods in boutiques, and one custom home furnishing business making draperies. I've sewn everything from tents to wallets. I have not sewn toilet paper, though that might have had a pretty good market during COVID. But pretty much everything else. I love the creativity and cool things you can't have any other way. I love going to stores where things have been marked way down because of some funky seam problem and being able to quickly make something no one would buy into an awesome piece of clothing I can wear. In the summer of 2021, I decided I wanted to teach all my nieces to sew. My mom and I held a sewing boot camp where we taught those girls to sew pajama pants, pillowcases, and more. Since that time, I've been making one project and tutorial video for my sewing girls every quarter. It's been such a great time, I decided to include the rest of you in on the fun. For, well, you know, fun. So full disclosure, I get no money from this, like nada, zero. I don't have any affiliate links listed anyplace. I don't even have a blog. I am only doing this for you, for the fun of it, for the glory and joy of sewing, and knowing that I can put some people into the world who are using their powers for good, not evil. I mean, I'm sure there are evil uses of sewing, but I haven't really discovered any yet. Although I always thought that if there was punishment in the afterlife, it might come in the form of alterations, which I personally despise. And I wouldn't want to be doing alterations in the next life. I would view that as a punishment. This channel and all of my videos are dedicated to the beginning sewist. And with that in mind, I really hope that with a little help, even 8-year-olds can learn from me. I decided that the very best and most efficient way of teaching was to do that on one machine. Every machine has different gadgets and attachments, and they all kind of function differently. One of the biggest barriers to learning how to sew is figuring out your way around a machine. Rather than making you figure all that out by yourself, I will walk you through step by step. But I didn't want to do that on 20 different machines. So I chose one. This is the one. The benefit of this machine is it's incredibly inexpensive. There really just should be no expensive requirement for learning to sew. Everything in my video tutorial series is something I sewed on this machine. It's not the machine you want to end up on, but it's enough to begin. Anyone can learn the fundamentals of sewing on this machine. By showing you this machine and taking you step by step through sewing on this one machine, it will limit the confusion that's likely to occur for a beginning sewist. If what you see on this screen is exactly what you see in front of you, chances are significantly reduced that you'll have trouble understanding what I'm telling you to do. By the time you're ready for exciting intermediate and advanced level projects, you'll probably want to invest in a better machine. But by that point, you'll also be able to handle patterns and tutorials on YouTube, so you won't need me anymore. To participate, I want you to go out to Walmart and buy this Brother machine. It's the LX3817. There are 3 different colors of it. The reason that I went with Walmart actually was because, there's a Walmart all over the world, right? You're in Brazil and there's a Walmart. There's a Walmart in India. There's a Walmart in London. What I'm offering are basic sewing skills. I want to walk you step by step through the process so that you can approach your machine with confidence and excitement for all the cool things you're going to create for yourself and your friends and your family. Honestly, I could easily charge twice the cost of this machine for these free lessons I'm giving to you, but I'd rather have you take that money and invest it in a tool that will not only help me teach you in the most efficient way possible, but that one day you can use as a spare. And with that, look for the next 2 exciting videos in this series, notions you need, and the parts of your machine, which is kind of like an anatomy thing, but it's metal and stuff, so it's no blood, it's not gross. I guess it'll be easier for you to find my next videos if you subscribe, but I've never really known very much about that subscribing thing, so whatever it takes to find my next videos, do it. Subscribe, don't subscribe, I don't know. Just, if you want to keep going, then look for the next videos.